Welcome back to the Imagine AI Live podcast, live at the Fontainebleau in Las Vegas. We are wrapping up our day here, and I'm glad that we've got a late entry. Please let us know, our community know what your name is and what you're working on.
Yeah, my name is Navin. I'm the head of revenue here at Chatsimple, or we've been rebranded as Expertise, as everyone might have heard this weekend. And so we're working on what we like to call the future of inbound AI SDR.
Okay, great. So Chatsimple, I talked with your CEO, Hao Sheng, earlier this month, and we use your product on our website. So,
Yes.
Okay, apologies for not connecting the dots there. But no, Chatsimple it's a really fascinating product. And could you give a use case for a company thinking of using Chatsimple?
Yeah, and so maybe I'll actually approach this from the perspective of expertise, because
Sure. Yeah, please.
we view Chatsimple as our first iteration, and so as expertise, and a lot of founders and organizations that I've been able to talk to at Imagine AI, a lot of them are concerned about driving traffic, whether it's through SEO and automating marketing, so that they can have all these clicks and traffic on their website. But I think the problem becomes, and the real area of contention is, what do we do with all that, right? How do we turn all this marketing spend into potential revenue, or at least, as far as marketing teams and sales teams are considered, pipeline? And that's where a tool like Expertise comes in. And so, as you might have heard how talk about, the future of conversational AI is in the user interface. Innovation has always happened at a user interface level, especially when we think about things like the iPhone. And so when we think about an explicit use case, if we're thinking about a tech company, they have a CRM, they've got a calendaring system, and they're using something to track visitors to get as a data vendor. So when someone visits your website, we want to de-anonymize them. That's one of the first things we want to help organizations do. Identify what kind of a user they are, and also engage them. What we like to call active engagement. So it's very contextual. So if you're visiting a pricing page, it's just like, hey, I noticed you're visiting a pricing page. You want to see how our plans can grow with your business? It's all very contextual. And when people want to click into the bot, now they have this user interface. And you might ask, okay, are you creating the user interface out of thin air? No, marketing teams are spending a lot of hours and a lot of money creating marketing content that's being spent to waste right now, because people just don't have the capacity or the time to spend to look for each different line item. And so we kind of, what we like to call microsites, and we stack them and rank them within the chat, so that, if you were to come to our website and say hey, I'm looking for something that'll kind of help me with lead generation. Now it'll take the 3 to 4 most relevant links in conjunction with lead generation and stank them on the right, so that you can open all of these links within the chat as well.
Wow. And so Expertise AI, that's it can kind of tell who you are as the visitor and adapt the web page to customized for you?
So it adapts the chat.
Okay.
So, and this is where I think it gets really, really exciting, actually, and this is what I get excited about, is every buyer has a different journey. So, a CEO, a head of sales, and, marketing leaders, they all they might have a similar end business goal, but they go about it in different ways, and they care about different things within the end business goal. So if it's a CEO, hey, we might want to ask them questions and lead them down a path of how they can report to a board, or what the bottom line is, and how they can impact the overall strategy for the business. For marketing leaders, it might just be hey, how can you impact engagement rates? How can you impact MQL to SQLs? And for sales leaders, it's how do you add pipeline? So they all care about different things, and so it's how do we take each of these buyers down a custom journey and show them content that only is relevant to them, because not everything on your website is relevant for all of your buyers. And that's how we think about it.
Wow. And so where are you in the deployment of this, and what's the roadmap going forward?
So we're fully live with this actually right now. We're reiterating on a couple of things, and we're growing into what we like to think about it as a sales platform. And the reason why we want to be a platform is, what we've noticed after talking to hundreds of marketing leaders and sales leaders is they're spending on average 3 to 4 different vendors to do what one connected vendor should do, And so at the same time, even though people want a new tool, a new AI tool to help them automate things, they also want to cut down on vendor spending. And so that's where we view our future is how do we conglomerate, make all of this into one and make it easier from a financial perspective and make sure that it's all one process versus 4 different broken processes.
That's really fascinating, and you can see the use case there and like the value add. How has your experience been at Imagine AI Live this year?
It's actually been incredible. I think this is the 3rd time that I've had this conversation about the different experience at Imagine AI, because I think it's a little bit unique because most conferences that you go to, and this is not to put a negative connotation on conferences in general, but they seem to be a party of sorts. And although people are having a good time here, people are here that are here are very focused. They know what they want, and even the speakers have been great, right? There hasn't been a lot of pitch slapping. It's a lot about this is our product, but this is what we view the future of AI as. And so I think there's a lot of good leaders here on stage speaking about the future of AI, and a lot of great end users that are just thinking about, hey, how can we acclimate this into our business so that we can leave a family legacy? And I think that's been great. I've talked to a lot of solopreneurs that I was like, I want to leave a legacy for my family, and I think that's been phenomenal.
Yeah, it's funny thinking about that, how it's really on the precipice is on us to set up our family in a good situation as we head into this AI revolution. So you got to act now. Well, great talking with you. How can people find out more about you and your companies?
Yeah, so if people want to find out more, just visit expertise.ai or connect with us on LinkedIn. You can either go to our Chatsimple LinkedIn page or Expertise. It'll all redirect you to our website. So if you want to learn more about the future of inbound sales and how you can convert your marketing spend at a higher clip, check us out.
Amazing. Thank you for sitting down, and look forward to talking to you again in the future.
Yep, pleasure.
Thanks.